Today on Toy Domination, we're joined by my best friend. Yeah.
All right.
I did them while the thing was playing. You didn't see them.
You're supposed to do that for the outro. This one.
Well, I set them up early. Smoke everywhere in here.
Fireworks at the end.
I'm joined today by my best friend and co-host.
I'm Joe. Hey. Hi. Hello.
What's up, buddy? And then we got a special guest today, Brian with a Y, also known as
Hooded Cobra Commander. There he is.
Greetings. Wait, this is
actual Hooded Cobra Commander.
Switch that guy out. Let's bring out the real Cobra Commander.
All right.
There he is.
We'll bring out real Hooded Cobra Commander. Hey, Brian.
Greetings, starfighters.
Brian, thanks so much for being here with us tonight, man.
Thanks for having me. This is fun. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah. So a little bit of background before we get to the chat. So Brian puts on an event called Cobra Convergence, and it's what's the topic of tonight's going to be is not only what it took last time to put that on, but also what to expect in the future. And we raised someone actually Zazel tagged us in and was like, "Hey, do you guys want to do this?" I'm like, "Absolutely, I do." And Brian went out of his way to interview each one of the participants and then help host or showcase or anything like that too. There's a Facebook group, so we actually enjoyed that experience so much we wanted to call him back out to the show and be like, "Hey, tell us what that was like," and just get your thoughts and insights to it too. So, but before we do that, Joe, do you want to hit the chat? No, you want me to hit the chat? I can hit the
What an odd thing to say.
I don't know. It was a random thing. Something distracted me. Hey, we got Dale.
Literally,
what's up, buddy?
We've never done this.
I don't know, so I just thought I'd throw it.
We have assigned jobs.
I know. I thought maybe you wanted to change it up. You wanted to try doing the chat this time. Like I didn't know why is life? Okay, all right. Well, what's up, man?
Weird.
We got Lester
do
Alvarez.
I have the power to do this? Am I?
No,
No,
but
I can't do it.
I'm actually totally fine with giving guests. I mean, this is your first stream, but
don't give me any power. No, don't.
No, I would love that. We gave Eric from No You Shut Up power to it, and it was awesome and hilarious. He was all over the place. It was so much fun. So he'll never come back on again, though. Hey, what's up, Pain Soy Samples? What's going on, buddy? And then, oh man, my thing is frozen over here, buddy. Joe. Anyway, all right. So why don't we transition to news? We're going to talk about some pickups that we got during the. What we want to get. And then we'll come back and there we go. Now my chat's starting to build. Just go to the news, buddy. My chat is lagging here.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Are we ready for news? You guys want some news?
Yeah.
Some news-ish.
Yeah.
I don't have a hat.
I'm
Perfect.
I wasn't prepared. I had to improvise.
no, well done.
It's a really nice looking hat. I don't think I've seen a better one ever.
I'm gonna admit I was stumbling at the beginning there because like I'm messing with the chat and nothing's moving, and so I'm trying to like talk and walk at the same time, and I'm like, yeah, you know the and I'm like stuck on this side here. So okay, I'm just gonna ignore this till it refreshes or whatever.
Don't worry about that one.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna show some stuff that we're going to be getting here, and we're gonna play a little game when it comes to Marvel Legends. And I'm not sure what sequence you've got these loaded.
I have them a little out of order. Well, not out of order, but Marvel Legends isn't first, so we got a second.
Okay.
First, you got
you
this little guy, Dom, that you wanted to look at.
Oh man, I don't have any Black Series except for like an Ewok or something for my kids. And I really want this guy because he's so screamingly Victorian era elite. That one's goofy, I know, but like if I were to break him out of Star Wars and like move him from the Christmas Nutcracker thing, I actually see these guys as like really cool sci-fi, actual like imperial aristocracies, and like I don't know, it just
you could
such a
sort
core
of.
to me.
I mean, it's the only thing that really pulls it out for me is the crown around the head, but even that you
Yeah.
can kind of fudge the way you look at that, kind of.
This is a sci-fi Crimson Guard with some white. That's what it seems like to me.
Yeah, it does look really. I mean, as silly as that is to buy to army build a Nutcracker Stormtrooper, it's
Brian,
also so not a Stormtrooper that it's like it's kind of cool looking,
Exactly. Brian, you don't do any Black Series stuff, right?
No, I don't know from Black Series, but I guess they're just doing every outfit for Stormtroopers now. I guess
I know they every around Christmas time they always have like silly repaints. Like they'll have a Stormtrooper with like an ugly Christmas sweater on or something, that kind of thing.
Classy.
But
Very
so
classy.
this is like one of those ugly repaint things. Yeah, classy.
Brian, the other thing I appreciate you too is that, and do not take offense, this isn't like a backhand compliment, but you're a very like calm demeanor kind of guy, but your humor is very subtle, and you sneak in jokes like the cat on the head. It catches me off guard, right? Like if I were to pass by you in the street, I'd be like, that guy would never put a cat on his head, but here it is, and like so.
He does have the look of a man who would never put a cat on his head.
But that's what I'm
Something
saying,
about it.
right? Yeah.
Well, see, that's the humor. It's the surprise. It's the
Exactly.
unexpected.
The unexpected. Got to deviate from those expectations.
Yeah.
All
That's my goal is like to either do or say something so unexpected that somebody who is watching, who is sipping a beverage as they're watching will spew it out. Will
That's
do the
the goal.
spit take. So
All right. So you
that's
in the
my-
chat.
That's my
If
goal.
I need you all to have a drink on hand and constantly be sipping. And if one of you
Yeah,
does a spit
just in
take, that's
case.
it. And we end the show. We're done. As soon as it's like, dude,
As soon as we get like one or two spit take comments, we'll just be like, and that's
Yeah.
it. I guess you killed it.
we won.
Yeah.
Right,
Next
man, what
up, we
else?
got this Mezco truck. What do you think about old Mezco truck here?
Brian, what do you think? This is 1/12. And you've got a few classified figures in there. Do you dabble? Are you excited about any of these? Like, are you the his tank supporter?
Yes, his tank and Dragonfly and all that.
Oh wow, okay.
It have to yes, but backing the his tank and the Dragonfly has made my toy budget complicated.
Mhm.
So anything non-Joe related, I really have to be selective. That looks really cool though. I mean, I there's no denying that's a cool looking.
It does look really cool. I didn't get the Dragonfly because of my toy budget was out of control at the time.
Yeah,
I was like, I can't afford this Dragonfly right now. I got like 1,000 pre-orders about to hit.
I was a late adopter on that. I almost didn't.
Yeah,
do
I
it.
was holding out for like maybe by the time it runs towards the end, like I'd be able to jump in. But
I'm
also,
sure
I was never
will
like
I'll
fully
regret it
in.
the long run, but I pulled the trigger.
I mean, if it was a large, like a medium-sized tank or like a Jeep or something, or I don't know, something that for me the aircraft, unless it's like the Rattler, like I kind of don't care. You know what I mean? Like I'm probably not gonna do most of the aircraft ones.
That was one of my issues with the Dragonfly is that I honestly don't know where I'm going to put it, and I still don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll figure it out.
Unless you're a hang it from the ceiling kind of person, it's probably going to be tough to find space for that one.
I thought about that, and people have suggested that, but I have cats, so if I'm going to hang it from the ceiling, it has to be far away from any place
And secure in case they travel.
They will
Anchor that bad boy in, man.
It will be their helicopter. So yeah, under other circumstances that would be a great idea, but the geography of where I would hang it from the ceiling would be a challenge. So I don't know. I'll get it in front of the camera. I'll show everybody, and I'll at least get that value out of it. So that's cool.
Yeah, that'll be
I like
fun.
the
I
pictures,
mean,
so
yeah, I can't wait to get the his tank. So I did back that, but I don't know.
So
the
the reason
Dragonfly, it was budget, but it was like I could have stretched it if I really needed to, and and it just wasn't there enough for me to be like, yeah, this is worth killing myself for my toy budget for the rest of the year, kind of thing.
The reason I brought this one up is because there seems to be especially with like Valaverse just released their test shots for their truck.
Yeah.
We talked to Invincible Toys, They're wanting to do 112. They didn't say what it was. They want to do 112. So like, it seems to be that trend is starting to catch up. And with people like Classified is a big line now, and that's got at least 4 doors on there plus a turret. That's 5 Joes or 5 Cobra. Dale pointed out like, oh, looks like a cool Cobra armored car. So I mean, I don't know what the price point is on it.
Yeah, cool Night Force truck.
So I'd be curious. There you go. Yep. So.
Yeah, we don't. So that's the thing on this. You don't know price point with Mezco. It's probably up there. It's probably at least 300. I would say. Maybe less.
Mezco,
maybe I'm wrong. But it probably comes with a figure. But it probably lights up and it's probably amazing, and it's well worth that money. But like,
the engine turns on.
Yeah, it actually starts.
What kind of gas knowledge does that get?
Yeah, but it's just I don't know if I'll be getting this. I might. They made a 112 like Exo Squad suit. Don, did you know that? Mezco? Yeah. So I mean, like, but I didn't buy that either. I was just like, it's cool, but nah.
Obviously the price point's going to make a big difference, but for sure. A lot of the early run of Classified, people were wanting vehicles. We didn't have any vehicles. We got a couple motorcycles. We had some little ones, but we were in kind of. The talk was, will we ever get any vehicles of any substantial size? Well, yes. Yeah. But before that, there were third parties coming in with classified scale vehicles, like 3D printed and otherwise customized, and that was really filling the gap for collectors who wanted some vehicles in that scale, and that's still going on. That's still a hot thing, but I mean. Now we have his tank. We've got Serpentor's air chariot. We've got the Trouble Bubble. We've got a couple motorcycles now, and we're apparently going to be getting a Vamp.
They'll redeco that and make it the Stinger.
Yeah, the Vamp. That's one that they will. That's when they can re-release.
We're going to get a lot of those over the next couple of years.
The price point on something like a third party, vehicle, like something like in the Vamp scale or a little bit larger, is going to make a big difference. But I just wonder if, since that those gaps have kind of been filled more now, what will the demand be for that? I think the demand would have been greater a little earlier on. And I'm sure there will still be some demand. I mean, some folks would get it just because it looks cool, and it does.
Yeah, it does look. So for me, this is like, again, on price point, I can get 3 Vamps or this. You know what I mean? So it's like, can I army build? I can't army build this truck. I might get one, but what were you gonna say?
But I think so. I think that all that need that people have been saying, like you said, like we want. It's taking this long to catch up to fill that gap. But I think much like Classified, it will snowball. It'll be like, oh, there's a truck over here, there's a thing over here. The competition will be healthy and it'll create more options out there, I think. I think people will start being like, what am I going to do with this 1/12 motor pool now, right? So like, I think that'll be the complaint. It's like, where am I storing all these trucks? So but anyway,
I'm all for it. I mean, it gives you options if you collect at that scale, and you'll have more than you could ever realistically have, actually in the Classified line. So I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, so also I know we're dragging the news out again, but it's also refreshing to hear someone who is
we're talking to Hooded Cobra Commander 7088 at the same time.
It's on topic. So it's also refreshing to hear someone who is O-ring centric, who grew up with O-rings and loves the classic stuff, to also embrace Classified. Like you just pointed out Serpentor on your shelf there too, and a lot of times you'll have diehard fans who are just like, it's this or nothing. So it's kind of interesting to hear your take on that. Actually, let me ask you, I assumed you're a more 4-inch collector, but are you do you go both ways? Are you a 4-inch and a 6?
Well,
careful.
I'm bi-collectual.
Bi-collectual, okay.
I literally almost did a spit take.
Almost ended the show early. All right.
All right, that's it. That's it for this week. We'll see you
was
later.
great.
Next
Well
time
done.
on Toy Domination, we'll have Cobra Commander HCC 788 back on.
They'll never
And
invite me
hopefully
back.
we'll talk
Nice
over
to know
more than
you
5
guys.
minutes.
That was
Thanks for talking.
so quick and subtle. That was good. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
What was it? Oh yeah, yeah. I'm still primarily a vintage 3 3/4 inch O-ring collector. I want to complete that collection. I still have some gaps in that collection I want to fill. That will always be my focus. When they were talking about introducing a 6-inch line, I was not interested at all. I don't need another scale. That's not my purpose. That's not what I collect for. I don't have any connection to those. So when that first wave of classified figures came out, I bought them really just to support the brand. Whether I like it or not, I still want the brand to be successful. So
Interesting.
and I didn't want to talk about something that I didn't actually have. I didn't want to talk about something that I didn't have in hand. So I got them, but after I got them, I really liked them. I liked them a lot more than I expected to. And they fill a different need, a different collector need than the vintage 3 3/4 inch. They're not the same. I know they're the same characters and everything, but they just have a whole different purpose. And it was a purpose that I didn't know that I needed until I actually got my hands on them. So I'm not a completist with classified series by any stretch. I will just get the stuff that I'm interested in. I've skipped a lot of them, and I'm not really looking for the ones that I've skipped. But the ones that are intriguing to me, I'll go ahead and pick up. And there have been a whole lot more hits than misses. There have been a whole lot more that I've liked than that I haven't.
Yeah, I'm not a completist either. However, I get 90% of them because I love them all. So I'm just like, oh, I like that guy. Oh, I like that guy. But I do skip. There's repaints. Like I didn't get some of the Python Patrol, the last like Copperhead. I don't need 2 Copperheads, but I did get a Copperhead. You know what I mean? So it's like, that, and then there's some stuff like that I'm just like, oh, Red Vipers, I don't need that, kind of thing. But there's a lot of them that I'm like, yes, please, kind of thing. So, I mean, even the repaints, so I love Tiger Force, for instance, as a kid. So I'm like, I've gotten all those Tiger Force repaints, even though I have most of those characters in the regular deco.
They are getting kind of deeper into the roster here with some of these picks. Like, I wouldn't have thought that we would get somebody like Copperhead, this early.
Well, they just announced Metalhead too. Like I was like, Metalhead.
Metalhead's that's a people like him though. He's like a weird
little deeper in the line. If I have a criticism, it's this. The first wave and maybe a bit of the second wave of figures, they weren't just straight scaled up, version 1 designs. They played with them a little bit. They had different uniforms, different details. They were slightly reimagined, but still recognizable as the characters. And I liked that. I thought that was refreshing. But I also remember at the time, there were a lot of fans who were like, I just want the 6-inch guy of the 4-inch guy. Just give me that. And I guess to their credit, they did listen to that. They really are. They do seem to be responding to a lot of the things that people say that they want. And the figures are really nice. I mean, I got a lot of them, behind me here that they're really nice. And a lot of them are just like, they just almost copied and pasted the vintage,
the 4-inch,
in the 6-inch scale. For some, that works better than others, but I did like the idea of a reimagined series, reimagined line of characters, maybe taking a bit more advantage of the larger scale to add some more details that you wouldn't be able to get
for sure.
There are some though where they're still doing that, and ironically, it's most of like the OG 1983
like
guy.
rock and roll.
Your rock and
yeah,
roll.
exactly. Yeah.
They're actually adding a little bit that they're doing a little bit of that reimagining with the original Green 13, who were all look the same.
Yeah,
anyway.
because
So
we have. We have rock and roll already, and where is my brain gone? The communications guy. Where's my
Breaker?
Breaker. Yeah, thank you.
Oh,
and then
really,
but
Bob?
then also
Walmart
Grunt's
has-
coming out.
Sorry.
And
Walmart has
he looks
some,
cool, and
Lady
he's
J's.
just. Oh yeah. If anyone needs a classified retro,
just some maybe. Sorry.
my Walmart has some.
Some.
Yeah, only
yeah.
a lot. Only a lot of those, probably.
That's
But
what
yeah, I like how the
need to
new
go-
green shirts are looking.
I've got to buy up all those Lady J's that are still at Walmart and corner the market on those. Someday they'll be extremely valuable because I'll have all of them.
Like 90s comic books, right?
Because I'll have all of them.
I'll have an attic full of them.
All right, let's play a game
This
is
is my
Dom
fault.
going to
I
buy this
did.
Marvel Legends or not?
Okay, so here this works. So Brian, you have to guess on whether I'm going to do this, and all I'm going to give you is because you don't really know my Marvel Legends collection, right? So you have to guess whether Dom's going to buy this. I'm going to say yes or pass. All right.
Okay. Justice number 1.
Will Dom buy this?
Brian's like, will he buy this? I don't know.
Is that a colon?
Yeah, it's a yes, it's a colon. No, it's part of the Build-A-Figure piece. So this is the Build-A-Figure, and he has these weird crab legs on the back of him.
Oh well, you got to have that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So
there
part
you
of
go.
it comes with this guy. Will Dom buy this toy?
What do you think, Brian? Your answer.
Oh, me? Oh, yeah, absolutely. You
Yeah.
can't have the scorpion spider.
Oh,
guy
well, then
with
I guess
not
we're gonna
enough
get a lot of
legs. Come
yeses.
Yeah. So yes, I am getting Justice because I want him added to the Warrior. So that's correct.
What about Marvel's Wonder Woman?
Brian. Yes or no?
I'm going to say you're going to pass on that because Spider Scorpion guy, he's got enough legs already.
You are on it. I have no interest in this character at all. I don't like the DC knockoffs. You're right. That's 2 for 2 so far.
All right, we got Black Panther. It doesn't come with a Build-A-Figure piece. This one might be more difficult to figure out.
Well, it's cool. I like it's black. I mean, if you don't buy it, I will. So I'm going to say yes, and then you're going to send it to me.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
There-
all right.
What a safe bet. The answer is I don't know because I have the Black Panthers and I don't love them. I don't want a third, but this one's pulling me. So I'm actually sitting on the fence with this. And
Is
of
it the
course,
Flash
Marvel
belt?
Legends. Yeah. Oh,
It's the
yes.
Flash
It's
belt.
very, very 90s. Yeah. So yeah, I'm cutting back. So of course I'll buy them all.
How about Jason Momoa and Namor?
Well, okay. I'm gonna say no, and that's completely a personal prejudice because I didn't exactly care that much for the actual Aquaman movie. So that's a bias.
This is
I admit,
actually
that's a
Jason Momoa.
prejudice.
I was teasing. This is
It's
just
prejudice. I know it's Namor. I know.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the negative on this one. I feel like at this point, if I just keep saying yes.
I don't know, Brian. He might need those arms over there.
Negative.
You are correct. I already have 2 Namors. I don't need a third 90s Extreme one, and he reminds me too much of the 90s Aquaman, so I'm passing that one. You are nailing this.
I am the
Nice.
smartest man alive.
Yeah, good job, Brian.
Well, thank you for
How
giving
about,
me the advance. Thank you for giving me the answers in advance. I appreciate that. It's
Oh
making
yeah,
me
of course.
feel
Well, that helps. That helps.
Got to help out
you
the
know?
guests. Got to help out the guests.
Yeah. Vision from Old School costume, I guess.
Oh, lordy.
It looks more like Jeff Goldblum.
Man, that's how I remember him from the comic books. Yep, that sure is.
Yeah, this is like West Coast Avengers.
I'm gonna say yes, but not for any reason I can actually think of. I'm really just flipping a coin on that one.
So also you and Payne are very synced on this, and the answer is yes because I don't have vision.
Yeah, I'll just take what answer Payne's Toy Samples puts in the chat.
Yeah, he was just checking in the chat. All right,
He's
well, he
repeating
passed
the
on
name.
Namor, but will he pass on Namorita?
She's blue. y- I'm gonna say yes because I heard somebody say that somebody else said that they were gonna do a different version of Namorita. I don't really know what the hell I'm talking about, but I feel what I'm feeling in my colon is
Yeah.
that you are going to hold out
Well, Justice has your
for
colon right here.
a later version.
Man,
Okay.
spot
Dumb.
on. I am waiting for the actual comic book one where she's like, "Yeah, you
The
nailed it. You nailed this. Good job."
Wait, what's the red costume from? Is that like a new
That
Warriors
is like
thing,
her
or-
first version or whatever. Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, that's not the one. That's the classic one. Brian, I am shocked. You know nothing about my Marvel Legends collecting. Plus,
And
what
he's like, check,
that is
check,
amazing.
check. I know Dom so well.
That's that psychic connection. That's
That's it, man. We converge during COVID.
Oh, she's not New
That's
Warriors
right.
Namorita.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah. So
I don't know. I
and
never
Toy
read the New
Sample
Warriors.
too. You're all over it, man. Payne's got to give you win 50 points also. So you and Brian.
Last up is Chris Star.
Chris.
Completely forgot about this guy.
That's a
thought we were
name I
done.
haven't heard in a while. That's a
Yeah,
name I
exactly.
haven't heard in a long time.
Are you a turtle in a swamp right now?
I'm gonna say yes, because you really want Crystal Pepsi to return to the store shelves.
Okay.
Payne also said yes. I'm gonna think that you cheat off his paper for this one. And also, Crystal Pepsi was the worst because every time I drank it, I thought it was Sprite, and I'd be like, "Ah," and every single time it got me. So, I think I am gonna get him not because of
Oh my
nostalgia, but
gosh.
I know because he's a cool, transparent warrior that can go with Mythic Legions, and I was like, "Oh, that's where that guy's going." So yeah,
Yeah, like an energy
you
being.
win.
Yeah.
Goes with mystical characters. Payne's is on it, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beat texting
Yeah.
you the answers. Yep. Well done.
Yeah.
Man.
This is it. This has been a. I mean, you're just batting 1,000.
This is
You're
great.
done.
How
I mean, I
much
think you
money is
nailed
riding
it.
on this? I didn't catch that at the beginning. What do I win?
100 Dom bucks.
And a free no prize.
Yeah. There you go.
Woohoo!
Wait, why is yeah? There you go. Cryptocurrency
No,
at
it's
its
just money.
finest.
Well, does that mean you're not in for the Build-A-Figure, Dom?
I am.
Or are you gonna try to get the pieces?
really, yes, he's really, really gross and cool. And this is the splitter
Really
of
gross and
Sentry.
Yeah, I was
just-
gonna
and he's
say, I
semi-transparent.
couldn't remember.
Ugh.
It's
Yeah.
the Sentry,
I-
like,
I-
alter.
his-
It's him,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Yeah, so like I miss those issues. I kind of bailed out of that, but that thing's gross and awesome, and I can't wait to play with the boys with it. And it just, I mean, that's a cool build-a-figure. So I'll probably say, or if the figures come down in price to like $10, I'll be like, it's worth getting the part. You know what I mean? So yeah.
And now the game continues with: is Joe gonna buy these Motus? A lot of them are New
And you-
Eternia, and I've been liking New Eternia recently. So we're gonna look at these Motu Masterverse characters coming up. Battle Armor He-Man's first up.
I'm gonna say no because he's got the RBF, and I feel like you find that distressing and disconcerting.
Playing to Joe's. Oh, that's an interesting.
Not bad.
Joe, your
you're
answer?
correct. I'm not getting this.
Oh man, Pain was on it again.
I have the anniversary
Pirate
He-Man, and
Hero.
that's good enough for me. I don't need. I do love Battle Armor He-Man. Like that's the one I had when I was little because my older brother got the first version of He-Man, and I got the second. So I got Skeletor and He-Man and Battle Armor, so those were mine. But so I do have a weird nostalgia pull for this one, but not getting them.
Yep.
Next up
It's an
is
OT
Mecha
thing.
Neck. Also, New Eternia Mecha Neck.
Okay, cool.
I keep thinking you're saying new Eternia. It's like, what was wrong with your old attorney?
No,
The Roarer Jorer.
I lost a lot of cases under that man. Just wasn't working out.
Your previous attorney has screwed your affairs so badly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this is a no, because of the pointed head. And
Interesting.
that I feel like you are not into pointy-headed intellectuals. That's why you've got a hat with a
That's
flat
true.
top.
Yep. You're correct. And Pains, I'm sorry you missed this one. I am not
Really?
getting Neck and Neck.
I would have guessed you would get that. Oh man. Oh,
I mean, I
Aaron
love him
loves
too, but like, and also that is cool that he comes with a jointed neck. But I just don't see myself. I am the
Yeah.
kind of person that gets multiple hands and puts one set on, and I throw all the hands away.
Yeah,
like that's the
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of accessory, the neck thing that I like. Unless it's built in, I'm not keeping that out so I can like swap it in every once in a while. Like, you know.
Yeah,
So
I know
for me,
that
it's just a
some folks
random
really-
guy that doesn't have a neck,
Yeah,
or
some
he
people
always
like
has a
the
lot.
extra hands. I don't need those.
Yeah.
So I thought that too until all the photographers started snapping. I was like, hey, they're great for photography. I was like, oh, that makes sense. And then Pirates, I thought the same thing with Joe because Joe has an affinity for Battle Armor He-Man just like I did. So that's where I was going. So
Okay.
popular with the ladies. Okay. All right, Joe, what else you got?
Just sneaking his way along. Next up is Man-at-Arms, new attorney of Man-at-Arms. I do like the alternate head sculpts. Although I have both pre and post time jump Man-at-Arms already from Masterverse. So, do I need a third Man-at-Arms?
That would be army building Man-at-Arms. And frankly, well, but you can put on different heads. He can put on different. You can have the stash and the no stash. Yeah, I feel like you need a shelf of different Man-at-Arms. You need a army of Man-at-Arms. So I'm going to say yes on this one.
Well,
I'm
you're correct. I do want a shelf of Man-at-Arms.
Yes.
I just totally made that up.
Man-at-Arms.
Look, you guys are really nice to guests. You're just pretending that I'm right every time, and I want.
No, I'm not. You're guessing correctly. There's something about this. This one. I might. It might be less of a yes and more of like if it's in the store, I'm grabbing it. But if I never see it, I probably won't get it. But so it's a. But I would say yes because if I saw it, I would get it.
So,
but like I'm not.
So Man-at-Arms is wearing the same garb as the Attorney and Palace guys. You swap that out. They're just Attorney and guards.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's your
It's just an army builder guard.
That's what I thought you were going to do. It's like, oh, I've got a bunch of Palace guards. So, yeah, that's awesome. Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah. Is he wearing a green body glove? Yes, he is. Yes, he is Green Man.
Yeah, of course. Green Man.
All right.
Next is
what is
Skeletech.
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
Okay, it's got chicken feet. He's got like robot chicken feet. I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna say no. I don't think you want this one, because his little sash covers his eye, like my cousin's haircut in 1987, and that just looks a little silly. So I'm gonna say no. I feel like this is a no.
Okay, Dom. I didn't know I was supposed to be guessing last time, by the way.
Oh, I'm getting him.
Oh, you're getting them.
No, it's fine. No, that's fine. Oh yeah, I'm
not
thinking
getting
that
it.
for you. Yes. No, really. Oh man, huh?
No.
Haynes has been nailing it too.
Yep.
You
guys are crushing it. This is amazing.
Emo Skeletor.
Yeah.
He will be a
He's cool and everything. He just looks. He's a little too far on the cartoony side for me. Like I don't like the the Filmation type characters coming out. Triclops, new attorney of Triclops.
Every single thought I have about this particular figure is dirty and inappropriate for a family show.
There you go.
No, I can't pass. I'm gonna say yes. You dirty, filthy person.
Is he wearing his eyes on his sash there? Is that what that is? Like the replacement?
I don't know what that. I think it's
no. I don't know
gems.
what that is. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna say you're gonna pass.
You would be right, Dom. I am gonna pass on Triclops.
Yeah.
I do love Triclops, but I got the fancy one with all the cloth garb from Revelation. So I don't. if I saw them in the store, I might be tempted if I like had already gotten all the rest of them that I wanted. But probably not.
I think it's Brian's first miss.
Oh yeah, it's all downhill from here.
This
It's
is
all downhill here.
This is sort of Tila. It's all downhill from here.
Yeah.
Sorcerer Tila.
Well, I mean, I can't think of a single comment to make about this that isn't dirty. So I can't pass. I'm gonna say yes, because you're into big staffs.
Okay.
Always tempted at the
I'm
store,
also-
of course. I mean, it's what half the reason I get Motu is because I'm like, oh, it's on the shelf.
Pirates also says yes. I'm saying yes as well.
You're all correct. Yes, I am gonna get Sorcerer's Tila.
Yeah.
She's
Joe
pretty
always
cool.
buys.
And also,
Tila.
my daughter loves playing with Tila already
Yeah.
and Shira, so
Yep.
like, why not get another version?
Yep. Pirates.
That she
call
could either
too.
pretend it's a different character or there you go. Yeah, Pirates is on it. He knows me too well. Trapjaw, new Eternia Trapjaw.
Can you swap those parts out with the Cobra Bat? You know what? It's worth trying.
That'd be awesome.
It's worth trying.
That's
So I'm going to say yes because that's worth trying.
All right.
Wow. I'm also gonna say yes because he's really cool and doesn't. Oh, does he have the tongue? It's less tongue though.
Yeah, it is less tongue. That is true. Yeah, I'm definitely getting Trapjaw. He's amazing. He looks so good. Also, way less tongue from that last one. I didn't like it, so I never got the Revelations track or Trapjaw because I didn't really like him. You know, so like this is an obvious get for me because I don't have one of them yet. That's what the heck I will. And then the last one is Orko and Gwildor 2-pack.
You know, one thing I think every fan of every franchise likes is the plucky side characters. I mean, who can dislike them? So I'm going to say yes, and enthusiastically.
Enthusiastically, yes. I am also getting that for Finn. I think you're also getting that because it'll appeal to your son.
Yeah, I am gonna get this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's two
There you
little
go,
characters.
man.
They're fun. They're fun.
Yeah.
They can run a little shop. Gwildor can run a little shop. Orko can be a crazy little magic elf. It's awesome. That's.
I also love that.
Also,
Orko, Aaron.
yeah, I do love that Orko. I like his new
Yeah,
updated
cool.
costume from, I guess, Revelations. Was it season 2?
Yeah.
But that wraps up the news for this week, boys. But good job. You were like almost 100%, Brian. That was amazing. That was astounding.
Round of applause. Thank you. Yeah. That was total luck. That was total luck.
Yeah.
I made up everything.
I think you're reading our minds a little.
You read us. No, you read us well. That's what it was. You read yeah. Joe, you want to close out the news? Yep. Oh.
That was
So
a healthy news segment. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so hot. Man.
Just a
Okay.
one
All right.
hat. I'm sweating.
Brian, let's talk Cobra Convergence here. All right. So
Yeah.
Again, for the background, you put together just any volunteers who want to contribute. I think at first there was a theme, but then you kind of like waved on the theme a little bit there. But you put a lot of effort into hosting essentially what was a month-long collaboration event. Tell us a little bit more about this because I may have butchered that, and then I really want to know the work that took behind that.
Oh yeah, you got it. So in 2016, me and Timmer from Half the Battle and Kevin from also known as Form BX257, we were GI Joe YouTubers at the time, and we kind of got together to do one collaboration on one day. So we all had our own videos that went up on one day, and we all collaborated in each other's videos, and we called that Cobra Convergence. It was a bit of a surprise for everyone. And we enjoyed it. So the following year, we brought some more people in. Anybody that we could find who wanted to join, we'd ask, "Hey, do you want to be in?" And so we did. We did it again the following year, just a little bit bigger and a bit longer. Instead of one day, we spread that out over the month. And it's each year we've kind of tried to make it a little bit bigger, bring some more people in. And the idea has just been to be a big collaboration, something that we can all get together and work on and enjoy, to support each other, to kind of focus our energies for 1 month on kind of building each other up and doing it around kind of the very broad theme of Cobra. That's the one overarching common denominator for the thing. It's Cobra Convergence. We have done, we've done storylines. We've had like a few years ago, Timmer did an Avengers parody that we all got involved in, and that was a lot of fun. This year we did something a little bit new. We did the interviews. I wanted to make sure that a lot of folks were coming in who were new, and even a few people who had been participating before. New people in the audience may not know who they are, so I wanted to make sure everybody got as much of a spotlight as they could. So we've kind of expanded it in that way too. It used to be just a YouTube thing, but we've tried to broaden that, so we have podcasts and toy photographers and vloggers and bloggers and basically everyone who has G.I. Joe content can get involved. So yeah, we just keep trying to make it bigger and bigger and try and make it more of an event, and also boost each other, promote each other, and just kind of make it something special. You mentioned themes. We usually do a theme each year, but it's a loose theme. I've always looked at the themes as something to drive creativity rather than to hold it back. So if you have an idea that doesn't fit in the theme, that doesn't matter. Just do it. Do your idea. All the people that are involved, they're very creative people. They're very dedicated to their craft and to their audience. And when you let people like that just do what they do and be creative, they do some amazing things. So we do a theme, and the theme is fun. It's there to inject a little bit of fun. And if you want a little bit of a nudge of an idea of what to do, you can do something with a theme. But if you got something else, man, just have fun. That if you're not having fun with it, somebody's doing something wrong, and it's probably me. So so that's the general idea of it. We usually do it in July every year. We skipped last year because stuff was going on. And I think 2 years before that, we had to do it in August because of scheduling stuff. But usually every July, it's the whole month. On my website, which is hcc788.com, we put up a calendar so that you can follow the whole month. Hopefully that gives people who are looking for G.I. Joe content and don't know where to look. That's a great place to look. Go look at the calendar. There's a whole list of people there who are creating all kinds of stuff related to G.I. Joe. And even if you don't like all of them, there's a really good chance you will find someone there or something there that you will enjoy. The diversity there is just it's amazing. There's people doing everything that you can think of. So yeah, hopefully we can draw some people and get some eyes on what's happening in the community, because man, even when Hasbro was doing nothing with G.I. Joe, we were here and we were doing this. And this community has always been extremely creative, very crafty, very dedicated to putting something out there that, I mean, we're never going to get this stuff from Hasbro. It's not official, but it's made by the people who care deeply about it. So yeah, hopefully we can keep that going, and hopefully make it bigger and bigger each year. That was the short answer.
No, that's awesome. So that was one thing. Joe and I talked about this afterwards. You went out of your way to set up interviews. You scheduled personally like interviews with every person who was contributing.
Yeah.
And you laid out a roadmap, right? And then you went and you did interviews with everybody. And then the thing that Joe talked about too is like, hey, he went out of his way to come talk to us. You even offered like, hey, I will come onto your channel if you want me to. I'll come on your podcast. And then you also like that collaborative spirit was genuine. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you getting out of, coming down to our show? Like, what are you know what I mean? What are you getting out of this? Like, this is good. This is actual spirit of collaboration here. And Joe and I are very positive focused on our channel too. Like that was a big appeal. And I was like, this is something we want to be involved with. This isn't like a toxic community or anything like that. Joe, did you have a, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Go ahead, Brian.
Brian, would you?
Well, that's the idea.
Yep.
There is toxicity and a lot of junk in every fan community. It happens.
Yeah.
You don't have to look far to find it. And I've always had a no drama policy. That's really important to me. I'm here to talk about toys. And to work with other people who are like-minded, but I'm not here to tear anybody down. That is something that appeals to some people who come to this website and are looking for things. And if that's what appeals to them, there's no shortage of that. But that's just not me. And it's not other people too. There are other people who really want to work together and to kind of be a part of something bigger. And that's what appeals to me. All the people that we have in this event, they do so many different things and have so many different preferences and different approaches. Maybe the only thing they have in common, other than having an appreciation for G.I. Joe, is that they want to work together. They want to share. They want to build up rather than tear down. So that's. I don't know. There aren't a whole lot of criteria that you have to meet. There aren't. There's not really a litmus test. But if there were one, I guess that would be it. Is you have to. If you want to participate, you just have to be one of those people who are willing to participate and not burn the house down while you're doing it. That's a pretty low bar.
Which is why we were invited, I think, right?
No, that's not what I meant.
Barely made it.
You watch yourself.
You got two echoing comments here too with that. Like, shouldn't be drama. It's about playtime. And then Josiah here. Enjoy the positives of our hobby too. And that's so from like Joe and I, the video we did, first of all, we know you can't say it. We know we won. It's okay. You can't say it here. But we won. That was one that like that. We had so much fun just putting that together.
Yeah, that was fun. It was a lot of work, but it was super fun. It
was a lot of work. So
yeah, I'm already excited we're already excited to do the next one. Like we're just like, what are we gonna do next?
That's exactly what I'm hoping people feel after they are in and participate, is that like they want to do it again. And it really hopefully stirs some creativity and some energy. We have got one of our guys, Joe Slepsky from the Joe and Joe podcast. Every year he does like this like radio play, kind of radio drama, and it's like incredibly well produced with actors and it's amazing. And then we have G.I. Joeberg, who does this. They do this vast toy motion movie, collaborating with all these people around the world. And that's, I don't know how that can't spark some inspiration. I don't know how that couldn't get you, fired up to do something. So so I want to again thank you guys. I appreciate you guys being in, and I really
Oh yeah, we had a great time.
I hope that you will be jazzed about doing it again. My hope is that it will be that fun every year.
Let me ask you something about the interview part. Like, would we be interviewed again next year, or you would hang out and talk, or you focus the interviews on the new people coming in, or how do you do that? Because not that I wouldn't mind being interviewed again, but what would be the purpose of that? You know,
that's a good question. I'm not really sure. I will probably open it up for anybody who wants to. It is important for people who are participating for the first time to make sure that everybody knows who you are and where to find you. But you know, I like talking to people, and I like giving people spotlight. It does, even for people who have participated before, I think it gives them an opportunity to kind of talk about what they have coming up, you know, their new ideas. And I think it's a little bit of a value added, in addition to having, you know, the new content that you create and having that shared on the various social medias. It's another, you know, kind of a special thing for your fans, that they get to see an additional piece of content that's special for that event. So, of course, it's a bit too early to plan any of that, but if we do the interviews again, and I'd like to, then I'll probably open it up to everyone. I enjoy it, so, you know, hey, you know what, that's the secret, is what it's really about is what I enjoy. So since
you're allowed to be selfish. Like, so I remember a couple times, and like there's like a Facebook group in there too, and you could kind of feel your stress of like, whoa, this is a lot to manage. Like you said, like it started with just 3 of you, and now I don't know, like, how many total collaborators did you get from this last go round?
There were I think like 48, if I remember right. We had a couple people switch, so I may have lost track, but it was around that. And yeah, it can be a lot to manage. I will admit, I take on a lot myself. I feel like in general, I have the free time. Well, that's relative. I have the time that I'm willing to commit to doing it, and not everybody has that time. So, I want people to be able to come in and do their thing and enjoy it, and I don't want to make it work for anyone else, for the other participants. I want them to just be able to come in and have fun. So in order to do that, I kind of have to do a lot of the stuff. But, you know, there has been a lot of help with that as well. I don't do all of it by myself. Joe, as we mentioned, and Steven from G.I. Joeberg, they both helped out with voiceovers for, you know, the big launch trailer that we did. So there are folks that help out, but if I'm going to do an interview, I have to do the interview, so nobody can really help with that. I got to do it.
Yeah. What can you tell us about? So Joe Fest is coming up, and you're doing a Cobra Convergence 8, and you just said you're going to.
It's not coming up.
Well, I mean,
it's coming up next year.
It's coming around the corner, right?
The one this year is in the past, so it's technically coming up.
It's coming around again,
the next one.
The next one. There you go. All right, yeah. So I guess I'm just so excited about it, you know? So what, you announced some plans that you have with Cobra Convergence for Joe Fest, yeah?
Yes. And I haven't, I think I've just announced that to the folks that are in the collaboration group, but this is the perfect opportunity because that part at least is pretty well nailed in. Ed, I asked Ed if we could have the panel. He said, yes, absolutely, it's yours. So that's definitely happening. In the first time I went to Joe Fest in 2019, we had a Cobra Convergence panel. So I did a thing just kind of introducing what it was and who was participating. It was a bit smaller back then. But we haven't done one since then. And the last Joe Fest, 2023 Joe Fest, it was a bit earlier in June. So I felt that we were still kind of in the in the
Midst.
production phase, and it was too early to really talk about a lot of it. So it wouldn't have made sense to do a panel at that one. However, in 2024, Joe Fest is going to be in late June. And that'll be the perfect opportunity to talk about and maybe do some special announcements just, before we kick it off. Maybe we can save some special surprises for that weekend for the panel. So yes, we should be doing a Joe Fest panel for Cobra Convergence. They haven't done the panel schedule yet, so I don't know exactly when that'll be, but I'll make sure to keep everybody posted on any news that I get.
And there's a question for you in the chat, Brian.
Battery Bob says, is it possible for Cobra Convergence to open up to more than G.I. Joe? I think so. I've had some ideas, and I actually have reached out to some non-G.I. Joe people. I haven't really, reeled a lot of them in, but I mean, I can imagine a non-Joe creator could take this theme of Cobra and give it a twist, do something unexpected with it that maybe isn't a Joe thing, but still might fit in the overall,
like Valaverse Toys versus Cobra.
It's something like, I don't know. I just think that's possible. So the answer is yes. And I would love to get some folks kind of outside of the community, first of all, because I want them to see what we're doing, because I think this community is doing some fantastic things, but also because it's fresh. It adds some fresh creativity to take an angle at this stuff that maybe none of us had ever thought of before. So yeah, I would be very open to that.
That's awesome. That's awesome here. So again, I like the theme of creativity. There is the idea of like, hey, this is kind of what you can fall into, but again, just not restricting anybody for entering in. Like those go, like Joe and I were like, this is the theme, this is what we're doing. Okay, how are we tying? Like we were like, we and I were very much like, this is the theme, man.
I like the idea of the theme. I'm glad it's. I'm glad you're open to us not doing that, but we ran with the theme immediately.
Yeah,
we're like, it's about like Septors or whatever. Spies. So we're just like, let's go down that route. Yeah.
Well, that's great. I mean,
that really decided what we were going to do too.
That's one of the reasons why we have the theme. It really does send some folks down a path where they come up with something that's a lot of fun. So yeah, we'll continue to do the theme. It's not. I may not be the best person to head this particular venture, because like I'm not a huge stickler for rules. I'm kind of a fly by the seat. Punk rock anarchist. Anarchy in the UK kind of guy.
You just run a small terrorist organization determined to rule the world.
Yeah. We will rule the world gently.
When we get to it, there's no rush, guys. Yeah,
sure.
Once you rule the world, there's no rules.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, obviously, we have to have some organization. I mean, we got to have a schedule. We got to have a calendar. We've got to know who's in and who's not in, and of course, we got to if somebody needs my assistance, if somebody needs wants me to do something on their show or a cameo, we got to have that all work out. There are logistics that have to be, taken care of. But when it comes to the actual creative part, I guess I don't want somebody to create something that is against YouTube's terms of service and gets a channel terminated or nothing like that. So I guess that's a rule. There's a rule. But other than that,
man, it's too many rules, right? It's too many rules. I'm out.
Make videos that you're allowed to show on YouTube, and you're good to go.
I'm out.
But yeah, I just we're talking about people who are already passionate about what they do and have already committed time and effort into what they do, and building an audience and interacting with their audience and developing their own style and their own voice. So it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me that I should impose on them, how they should do it. They know what to do. And really, invariably, when we just let people do what they do, they come up with awesome stuff. So I guess I'm kind of more laissez-faire about the creative side. So most of my stress, goes to just making sure things get done on time, so that, the participants are served by the event and everybody gets something out of it.
That's awesome. I know, and again, like not to speak totally for Joe, but again, like we had a positive experience with that, like just the environment.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Like
you
it was really
for me
fun
on that all day. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like that, and that's what we've got. World builders are a large part of our community as well. Like people who break down toys, recreate them, build space stations, places sort of like that. And that community also is something that we enjoy being a part of because it's generally very positive. It's just creators trying to support each other. Like there's several chats like, hey, we tried this technique, I found this on sale. Like that kind of stuff is just awesome. And see another community that's fostering that. I'm like, let's go be a part of that too. So
yeah, 100%.
Well, thank you for joining. It really does mean a lot to me. You guys make the event, right? It wouldn't be what it is without the creators creating. So that's the real event. That's what everybody really tunes in for. So
is there a place to see all the videos from set? Like, is there a playlist or something they can all check out, or do we have to or you have to know where the schedule is, or where's the schedule posted so they can check them all the videos?
The schedule is still posted on the website. Again, it's hcc788.com. And the schedules for all of the previous Cobra Convergences, they each have a page there. So if you want to go back and look at the archives and check that out, cool. You can do that as well.
Nice.
So yeah. If you are new to G.I. Joe, or even if you've been around for a while and you're looking for somebody to watch or listen to, that's a great place to start.
Yeah.
I mean,
awesome, man.
That's what we do. That's the idea.
I was just about to say, like, no one here's new to G.I. Joe, but then I forgot Steven's in the chat, and he is constantly like, "Oh, who's that guy?" I'm like, "That's Sergeant Slaughter." He's like, "Who?"
Yeah.
Like, oh man. Joe, you want to do some what you gots, man?
Yeah, we can do some what you got over there. What you got over there, Dom?
Yeah. Actually, Sue, I reached out to our patrons. I said, "Hey, so for this week's what you got, why don't you guys, instead of just dropping in the chat, send pictures to me of what you got, and then we'll show it in the stream." So we actually have some fans pickups too that we want to cover real quick for you.
Tis true. Yeah.
Highlight these. So
yeah, I got the first one here, Dom.
Oh, okay. This is from Jeremy. This is an old 80s toy. I've actually seen this before, and it's called the Masher. I think it's Remco, and you can see he put a that post-apocalypse or the Clan of the Wolf, not acid rain, joy figure at the top of it.
Joy toy,
monstrous. Yeah, really cool. That's an awesome pickup.
I didn't even realize. I just assumed he made that.
No, yeah, that is a thing.
Looks like he bought a tractor and put stuff on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like took a Tonka toy and modified it, right?
Yeah.
No, I think I could be wrong. I think that's the only one they made of that series. Like it was a very short lived. Oh, here we go. It's it is Tonka. Okay, Steel Beast.
Oh.
I thought it looked like there's some of their farm equipment there. So Steel Monsters. Everyone's coming at me. Yeah, really cool though. Great pickup, man.
Everyone's coming at you.
Everyone's getting me, man. Come right at me.
Dreaded.
All right.
What you got, number 2?
Sweet. Okay, this is from Brian. Other Brian. There's more than one Brian.
Other Brian.
But he's also with a Y, but he's an O. So it's a Brian with a Y, but with an O. But he picked up this podium here. Really cool. As you can see, it's got his hawk standing behind it talking. What's funny is they sent him the wrong scale at first. So he's got a 6-inch one next to his 4-inch figure. And then they sent him the right one. So that's a really cool dial piece, though.
All right, Brian, if you want to send me that to 6-inch, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
What else we got here? Oh no, they're like 6-inch vehicles.
6 vehicles, okay. Man. I completely. All right, well, and he has more.
There's some interesting knowledge of these weird things from back in the day that I had no idea existed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
okay.
Pretty cool. Zilla Customs.
Yes. Zilla Custom. So he picked up the Kong. So he's getting into kaiju and Power Ranger type customizing right now. And he got these guys for. He said he had to drive an hour, but he got them both for $25.
Oh, nice.
I almost got that big old Kong at Walmart several times when it was on sale.
Is that from Rampage, the silver one?
Yes, the small one is from Rampage. Yeah. The big one is like the monstrous one from Kong. Gotcha. Also, I think that's a tool sign in the background to the top left there. So I appreciate this photo even more now.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, sure. Yes, excellent.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, we've become closer friends with him now. He doesn't even know. Steven sent this, I think.
Yeah. So Steven bought these. They're just magnetic tiles, and someone, I think it was a miniature wargamer, was like, "Hey, here's an easy way to make walkways because they're magnetic. You paint them, you put your whatever on top of it, and then you can just link them together, right? Because they're made tiles, so they were for dungeon tiles." And he took them.
So he's got a lot here, and they're not cheap though. So the expense of getting these might like outweigh. But my kids already have a bunch of these. And I'm waiting for them to get bored with them so I can steal them away and paint them to make like walkways and stuff. I'm like, please stop playing with those soon. I want to steal all of those from you. I'll make them cool and then you can play with them again. But so I've just been waiting for them to get bored so I can be like, and I'm gonna paint these like metal platforms and walkways. They're pretty fun. Exactly, and they're pretty strong magnets. They like, stay together pretty well.
That was my question. Is like you start walking G.I. Joes across that, is it gonna fight? Is it?
If it's supported, yes. But I was talking about like I'm thinking about more like maybe using them just flat on the ground, like to use them in certain areas, or make a wall, like wall sections. Please bring the cat.
All caps.
He'll be back.
Is he talking about Brian's hat or?
Yeah, the hat. The hat. He misspelled.
Yeah, the hat.
C,
he misspelled the C. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
Hat.
And yes, Jeremy has a site called Frugal Finders, and they post deals on it all the time. So they posted a deal on those magnetic tiles.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I just assumed, like I was just gonna start like searching like I don't know Facebook Marketplace or something for moms in my neighborhood that were just getting rid of crap and just be like, yes, give me more of those magnetic tiles, please.
Searching for moms in your neighborhood. If you type that in the search, I'm sure you'll come up with plenty.
You want to change the title?
Magnetic tiles. Magnetic tiles.
Searching for moms in his neighborhood.
Oh, look at all these moms here. They must have magnetic tiles.
You can search for moms.
They want to chat with me now.
I don't know. They want to chat with me now. Oh.
This is really cool.
Promising.
This is from the dollar store. These are those Gundam kits, and I was like, I don't know, man. But after seeing them put together and the variety here, and that they glow, I was like, well, that's pretty cool. And this is from Joe is not alien.
I thought he had put them, lit it up somehow.
No, and
like
that's
added
from Joe
LEDs
is not
or whatever.
alien. Nope.
Oh, gotcha. Cool. All right.
Yeah. So. All right.
Well, that's the what you got from our Toy Domination Nation.
Yeah. Thanks for sending those in. We're not gonna do that every time because it's a lot of work for Joe to have to put those in for us to pull them. So every now and then, like we just we're that Patreon.
If anything, we might just be rambling too long and we won't get to it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So, Joe, I see you got something pulled up there. Go. I've got 3 this time because I've been skipping. I got 3 and they're 1/18 scale, so I'm excited. But I want to talk about what you got pulled on your screen, and I think it's relevant to Brian here too. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, so as with last week, but that was in the after party show. But I have a mountain of classified that came in recently. Let's do this. There we go.
Man.
So I got the Range Vipers, which I didn't know I was getting because Walmart canceled my order. And then suddenly I just had like, oh, you've been charged and your Walmart shipment's on the way. I'm like, what Walmart shipment? I'm like, oh, 2 Range Vipers. What in the world? So I was pretty happy because I thought I wasn't getting these, but because these guys are pretty awesome, I have to say. They're very close to the old ones, but they have been updated with like instead of just a little yellow belt of pouches along the bottom, it's the larger pouches on top, and it's got the body armor and stuff. It is like the weird T-shirt over veiny. I mean, how tight is this shirt? You can see his veins, but
really tight. It's a compression sleeve. It's
a really tight shirt, and the helmet's so tight his brains are squeezing out. So that was weird. But no, I really like. So again, me and Dom have talked about this for eternity since we started getting GI Joes back in the day. But with the bandoliers of bullets, like I think it's silly. I don't know why. Like no one runs around with bullets strapped to their chest like that. It just doesn't happen. So like I immediately was like, oh, I'll make this guy a grenadier. So I took that off of him, but I kept the machine gun. The machine gunner, I was just like, okay, I'll give him. I'll let him keep his ammo fine. But they're pretty cool. They can store all their gear, which is awesome. Most classified can, but this little axe slots into like the spot on the belt on the backpack, so you can hold on to that. It's pretty. He even comes with a weird sai knife that he had from back in the day.
That's right. Do you have these guys, Brian? Are these on your list?
They are on my list, but I don't have them. I'm sure I will pick them up eventually because they look good. But
yeah,
no, I have not.
They're really good.
Have not nailed them down. I do like the Range Viper. I think that the version 1 is pretty classic and very unusual looking vintage.
Yeah,
figure.
They're bizarre for back then in GI Joe. I saw that guy in the package and I was just like, what in the world? Like, where are they going with this? But I mean, you had to get him. He was just amazing.
There's a lot to scale up, though. This is one that can look really good at the 6-inch scale. So, yeah.
Yeah, they definitely went the extra. Like, the detail on the face mask sculpt is, like, really, really good. Yeah. And they added, like, the black around the eyes. And just the way it looks is just amazing. And again, a really faithful recreation of the old figure with enough updates that I don't feel like it's just a generic, same old, like the Crimson Guard is basically the 4-inch figure, upscaled kind of. But like this, they've made slight changes. They've put realistic things, in places where it needed it, kind of thing. And I don't know. I really like them. They're really good. 2 is definitely enough.
Are they going to remain as Walmart exclusives though?
So there's already that repaint coming in that 3-pack of troopers for the 788 like squad or whatever that's coming out. That kind of matches the Hiss Tank crew. So I'm sure they're going to like repaint them a few more times or whatever. So you could probably get it. But like currently these blue ones are Walmart exclusives, I think. And I think that's the only place you can get them.
That's a shame because I really like those a lot.
Yeah. Same with Big Ben, who is also a Walmart exclusive that I also have
the British Tunnel Rat.
He is awesome. And well, speaking of Tunnel Rat, and this goes to like something I really love about this line. Oh wait, my Tunnel Rat's hiding appropriately.
How appropriate?
Yeah. I was like, I don't really have room on my I have like 2 of these cubes filled with Joes like rushing forward in one direction, and then I was just like, I'm just gonna put Tunnel Rat crouched on the comics above the Cobra guys instead of with all their other Joes. But like Tunnel Rat is appropriately small, and Big Ben is appropriately big. I mean, like the size difference of these guys is like enormous. Like he's so much bigger than him; it's not even funny. But I mean, even like the average height trooper, is pretty short compared to Big Ben. I was like, oh wow, they really made him. But he's not like bulky. He's just tall. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I really like how they did that. Like most of the taller figures are like Sergeant Slaughter and Roadblock, and they're enormous, But Big Ben's pretty spot on. But this is the Night Force version, the Walmart exclusive one. So, but he's pretty cool. I like him, and he does come with like alternate gas mascot.
Oh, very cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, so you can do that.
Yeah, Brian, thoughts on Big Ben? Here, this guy or in general?
It's another one I don't have, but this one will be pretty high on the priority list when I can get around to getting more classified stuff. I loved the. Well, it's kind of like a Range Viper. I loved that first version of the figure. I don't think it looks fantastic. I think he just looks battle ready. I mean, for those who like the military or kind of faux military aspect of GI Joe, this really scratches that itch. You can,
For sure, yeah.
Your crazier figures, you can get your ninjas or whatever. But if you would like to build like a squad of field ready soldiers, they're giving you that. You can get that.
For sure.
This I think it looks great.
And I like to fill both of those voids in my soul. So I love the ninjas and the silliness, but I also love the military stuff. And he's pretty good. And he comes with some awesome. He also doesn't really come with like a great place to hold most of his weapons, unfortunately. But so I mean, he can hold them, of course. But like he doesn't have a backpack or anything, or any or straps or anything for this one. But other than that, like with nitpicky detail, he's pretty awesome.
Joe, Outer Multiverse guy here. We got to rewind and go back to the beginning. So we'll.
Oh yeah, sure, no problem.
Yeah, we gotta go. All right.
Okay, starting over. Tonight on Toy Domination.
Hey, we are joined by a special guest. Cobra Convergence. Okay, welcome, our let's
greetings. And I hate what you got this week. Okay. Dom, you want to do some of yours? Should I just keep
going? I was never a fan of Big Ben. But yeah, let's do some of mine.
I didn't have him. So as a child, I didn't have Big Ben. So like I almost didn't like when I started getting them later in like high school, when you and I were like buying up collections and stuff, I was like, who's this dude? It was the ear. But he's cool. I like him. Yeah.
Yeah. Every time I'm just like, are you cold weather? I could never unsee. That's the only, and that's so weird. That's my only sticking point. Otherwise, like head like forehead down.
You know what's funny about that? The nitpicky details, like some of that like bothers me. Like there's certain characters I'm just like, why not take his helmet off now? Like why does Copperhead not have a face? Like you have the scale, you have the ability, but like you can take Shipwreck sailor hat off. Like, why can't I take this thing off and just have him have hair? That would be great. If I could get rid of that hat.
I do think that's fair. I mean, we are talking about a larger scale here where you ought to be able to do those things. So I think that's fair.
Yeah, he's got a great pissed off mug though.
Yeah. He's great. One angry.
He's got a good face sculpt.
I'm glad you showed that patch, his shoulder patch. That is detailed.
It's really detailed.
Really, man. This line, I am backing out very, very hard on it, but I love it, and I am always impressed by it. Like when you show the Range Viper, his accoutrement and stuff, I'm like,
that's okay. Man, it's just when you and your boys come to my house, we'll play in 6-inch scale, and then when I'm at your house, we'll play.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of different scales here, I all I got from my wife just walked in. I got nothing. Couldn't buy anything this month. It was weird. No. Okay. All right.
No toys were had.
All right. I already had one of these, but I bought another one because I army build, and it's from the core. And I think it's called the Titan or the Stinger or the Scorpion. I don't remember which one because, between eBay and Etsy, there's all different names. But I love it because it reminds me of a tank destroyer from like the old days where you just had a dedicated vehicle to destroy tanks. And it's got an awesome color scheme. It's got this
I love the front scoop.
Yes, it's got a cool scoop on the front. The tracks are semi-covered with this skirt. It's got an interesting front troop compartment, which is for play only, because like the doors here, right, they're there for the driver to be able to jump out. But I was like, well, this actually makes it way easier to put figures in there. I was like, that makes sense. Then the top turret, the cupola, oops, I took that sticker out because I don't want it. Swings open, and then
can you angle the top towards us? Yeah, there you go.
So, right. So the driver slides inside there too. So it and I love the profile of it. It's cool. I'm actually cool. I'm an armor snob, so whenever like the Hiss tank, I'm just like everything about the Hiss tank design is terrible and wrong, and it wouldn't even function. But this thing looks like a glass cannon. Like it has very light armor, but a huge gun and the turret. I'm nerding out hardcore. The turret isn't centered; it's towards the back, which would imply that you actually have room for a longer barrel in here. And only the Macabre right now, the Israeli tank, does that. And so that implies like the ammo was like, I love this thing. So this is getting into the world lore as a tank killer. And
That's
I'm
super
not
cool.
sure.
Why is
I'm
the
not
barrel like hanging down? Is it
so
bent,
it's a
or is it-
little, yeah, it is. It's a little bend here,
okay.
and this is actually supposed to be covered in the top too. So I was like, that's okay. I think I can heat that bad boy up, or maybe it's back here. I hope it's at the base. I think it's just a little warped, but
Yeah, it looks like it's just in the middle there.
he needs little hems, and that'll that up. So
Yeah,
that's
pretty cool. That's awesome.
I have 2 of these now. One more to make a platoon, and then I've had one of these vehicles for the longest time, and I actually made I don't remember if it was TikTok or Reels or whatever, saying, "Hey, can anyone know where one of these other vehicles are?" And someone was like, "Hey, go here," and it's from the Toys R Us, their Sentinel 1 line, which makes this very hard to find because everything is Sentinel 1. I'm like, no, the Sentinel 1, that one. No, that one, but the other one. But it's an APC modified after not an LAV, a MAV, a marine vehicle, and I painted one Cobra blue, and I'm going to do the same thing here. The only problem though is there's something in there, and I can't get it out, and it's driving me nuts.
I guess unscrew it. I guess. I don't
know. And I didn't know this in the picture. It didn't have the rear ramp, which actually really bothers me. And it's not their fault, I guess. Again, it was like a hot local mom in my area. So she didn't know what she was selling. Yeah.
I mean, did you find her on Facebook Marketplace?
I did. That's exactly what it didn't have the gun, which I'm fine with. I can swap anything there, but not having the rear door, I'm like, man. So but this
I think this is Bitter Red Bob's. I think he's referencing the first core tank, but how well do the 4-inch figures fit in there?
You would ask me that while I've got a table absolutely slammed with 6-inch
figures.
they fit really, really well. There's plenty of space. Like a tall guy like me would be comfortable in there, so they fit really well. This APC's same kind of question. I think I can stuff like from the O-ring guys, like 8 in here. Modern, they can sit down about 4 or 6. Maybe. So it's a really good APC. And then the last thing I got, also 118th, and also towards army building. And also,
look at that.
Sentinel 1. So there's very few artillery pieces in G.I. Joe's motor pool. There's the Slugger, Maggot, Adder, the Imp, right? But when you start whittling it down, a lot of those things are like not really multi-purpose, and they're rocket systems. Wolverine too, I forgot about them. But this is pretty cool because it's got 2 missiles in here, right? So this is definitely like something
you can see your neighbors through those.
Yeah, and work as binoculars. So. For those moms in the area that are chatting with them, now I can see them. Oh, there you are. What are you doing? Those aren't the toys I was talking about. So and this was weird. The roof slides open to let the guy go in, but the doors don't open. I was like, oh, you know what? I don't care.
I mean, whatever. That's fine.
Exactly. I just want to shove the guy in there, right?
You just want to get a figure in there, yeah.
I love the front grille though. Like that was a really
cool
like that
aesthetic. Too,
yeah. And this is much like the US HIMARS MLRSs too. This is cool. I don't know who this is going to go to. Really awesome missile truck that could fire off 2 long-range missiles and then move somewhere. So I was like, does
it have missiles?
It does. They're like Nerfs actually. So you press these and they shoot out.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I got this one for pretty cheap because I was like, I didn't know what I was getting. Right. The other one that was like $10 more had 1 missile. And the other one that had 2 missiles was like $20 more. I'm like, $10 a missile, huh? Nah, I'm good. So, but yeah, it's really fun, man. And like again, like I've kind of been shifting my collecting, despite all these 6-inch weirdos back here, to 4-inch army building. So I'm going back to that and looking for stuff that I can fit in. So yeah,
pretty cool.
Brian, what's your motor pool looking like? You got pure Joe, you mixed in stuff?
Right now the motor pool is like all in storage bins. That's what it looks like.
Yes.
You can't actually see it. But like I've got well, obviously I have a lot of vintage G.I. Joe stuff, but I've been picking up occasionally some G.I. Joe adjacent vehicles. I only discovered last year the Hasbro Stargate line for the Stargate movie, reused most of the GI Joe All Striker. I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. So that entire line, first of all, it's really small, and second of all, nobody wants it, so it's all really cheap. So I got the entire line. I got all the entire line and all the variants.
Is this like the Lady J's that are all up in the attic right now, so no one else
It
can
was
get
like
them?
that, yeah. And so, there's still you can still get a mint on card for nothing, and because they kind of suck. But I got those.
Yes, what a bargain.
But I mean, they're fun. It's an odd little piece of like GI Joe adjacent toy history. There is a little bit of GI Joe in there. They repurposed several GI Joe things for that line. Man, they made that as cheap as they possibly could. But even more lately, let's see. I got the CUDA, which was the reboxed late mail away APC, the one with the dark green canopy. They put that in a limited edition box for JoeCon in 1996. So I was able to get one of those with the box. It also includes Cutter version 3, the one that came with the Shark 9000. So we're expanding into some odd stuff. I'm still trying to fill some gaps in the vintage collection. Technically, that one, well, it could serve as like an example of the late mail away APC, but as a 1996 convention exclusive, is actually a little outside of my usual scope. But let's see, I got the Dino Hunters set. So I got that knockoff of the Desert Fox, and that really scary and realistic looking.
Yeah,
dinosaur.
man, that dime store T-Rex.
I liked the Desert Fox a little. It was always kind of like it wasn't like my least favorite Jeep or anything, but I was just like, I don't like this as much as some of the others.
I love that
It was
one.
really useful for throwing a bunch of dudes in.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And I got more recently, I got the Star Brigade Power Fighters, the Joe and the Cobra Power Fighters. So,
okay.
Yeah, the mech armor from 1994.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
They're not Starfighter; they're the big robot. Okay. Got it.
I loved that big stupid robot when I was a kid.
It's eclectic, I guess. That's the word. That's the word of the day. That's what it's like. It's eclectic.
I do have two more, but I'll just show them at the same time because one's a repaint. Yes, it's I got Vipra and Tiger Force Flint came in. Where am I?
Look
here?
at that
Here we go.
Vipra.
Yeah, she's awesome. I mean, she's a
blue
repaint
the
of
first time.
Well, so this is Vipra, the character. That was just Blue Ninja. Kind of
right.
So this is an actual character. I mean, she actually has a really good face sculpt. On top of it's just her eyes really, but like on top of that, she got the repurpose of the special Zartan mask, but they added the eye.
Oh man,
detail on there, and she just looks awesome. She comes with classic Storm Shadows.
Wait, all right,
backpack and swords.
Slow down, because I've never seen this before in my life.
Oh, she's really cool.
Really want this. Where is
she's
this
got
exclusive?
Zorana's
Is it Python? Is it Python Patrol? Where
it's Python Patrol, but it's very like subtle.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Yeah.
But she's got the key is she's got Zorana's arms, but she doesn't have that Zorana arm problem where it pops out. So like clearly they solved that issue. So that's good. So I was a little like, I hope her arm doesn't pop out constantly when I get her. But yeah, she's really cool. She uses that Akiko body from the movie, Snake Eyes movie again, but it's just a female ninja body, so I'm okay with it. But yeah, she looks pretty cool, and just the update of using different arms with that body gives it a little bit more life.
Is she exclusive to somewhere?
I think all the Python Patrol are Target exclusives, but
okay.
you can get her. You can get her on Pulse. Okay. So also has her Pulse. I think she might be sold out on Pulse though.
Ah man, I was just.
I think you can get her at Target still. I don't think she's sold out of if you go on Target.com.
Yeah. Okay.
But for some reason she's sold out on Pulse. But and then Tiger Force Flint although it is just Flint repainted. I actually like this. A lot of people were knocking this one when it got shown, but I think he's pretty cool. He does come with. He added what's not a Rakondo's thigh belt there with his big machete thing and his rifle, but he's cool. I mean, he's just a repainted Flint, but I love the Tiger Force, so I'm getting those every time. But yeah. So those are my last two. I got a lot of classified coming in, man.
Yeah,
it's like the end of the year, and they're all just like,
it's
all the classified. I'm like, okay, jeez.
Ryan,
I feel like I doubled my collection in the last 2 weeks.
Brian, any thoughts on these ones?
Oh, I was just thinking that the frequent redeco of older figures is, that is very much in the spirit of the vintage line.
Yes, I agree.
They're keeping that tradition alive. As long as it works,
it doesn't bother me. It's like I know if I miss a trooper, I can get it. Like if I didn't get those 2 range vipers, I wasn't that worried about it, and I knew I could get a range viper later, kind of thing. But for some reason, Walmart uncanceled my order, which is nice enough. But
not only that, but Joe, you talked about your love for the Tiger line, but people joined at different times, so their sublines are what stand out. Like for me, Night Force was one that I like gushed over as a boy. I'm like, I was like, this is what you should have been doing, like because I love the military stuff. But other people like they were Python Patrol fanatics. I'm like, no, I don't like any of these. And other guys were like Sky Patrol all the way. I was like, I'm good, man. So I never really appreciated that until you started hearing Classified re-release them. I was like, who's gonna like that, right? And Joe's like, I love Tiger. I was like,
for me, like I had the Tiger Fly. I didn't have a Dragonfly. Actually, wait, never
right?
mind.
And that's what people were
but the point is, but I had the Dragon. I had the Tiger Fly first, so like I was like more excited. So like later on, and I picked up a Dragonfly here or there, but like the Tiger Fly, and it came with that Tiger Force Rakondo for whatever reason. So when I got Tiger Force Rakondo, I was like, this is the one I wanted. I didn't want like regular Rakondo. I'll probably buy them because I'm crazy. But Tiger Force is super fun. Loving it. Like the Python Patrol, I'm kind of half in, half out.
Go ahead, Brian.
There's something that some other toy lines did that G.I. Joe did not do, and that is like keep the core characters, on the pegs, whereas G.I. Joe would turn them over every couple of years. So if you missed out on Duke and Roadblock and Flint, here comes Tiger Force, and for those who already had those, it's just a cheap redeco. But if you missed out on those, that's how you get those characters. So it did have that benefit. So I really can't complain about that.
Yeah,
I did end up picking up some Tiger Force back in back when they were first out, but I had all those figures before, but by the time 1988 came around,
it was it was like 87, 88 for Tiger Force.
I
could be wrong. It might just be 88 or up. I don't know.
All of those figures were lost or broken or just in pieces, so it gave me a chance to kind of refresh that, so I could have a Duke again that's intact with all of his accessories. So it definitely had that benefit. Even at the time, though, I thought, well, bright yellow, tiger stripe camouflage, that doesn't look too cool,
Some of them aren't bright yellow. A lot of them are bright yellow.
Some of them are really not bad. Well, the Flint,
Flint, for instance, he doesn't have.
Flint actually looks really good.
And also on that note, like this one in the pictures, like when it was coming out and they were showing it, it looked very orange, and it's not like not orange or anything, but and then my lighting's kind of making it brighter again, which is probably what. But it's actually more of like a lighter brown. It's not very. It's not nearly as orange as it looks like on camera.
That's his Bengals jersey that he's wearing.
It's more similar to like the Tiger Force Duke's pants look very yellow on screen, but to me they're tan. Like they don't.
And that's one I actually have within my line of sight. And they are. It's a nice tan color with kind of the olive drab on top. And now that you mention it, the Tiger Force Duke colors weren't all that bad. I think the brown hair is what we were all confused about. But Tiger Force has its place.
Yep. Just not in my collection. So,
That's been
Joe,
that's been what you got. I think.
I think that's what you got.
I think we're done.
I do have these. I did get a bunch of these Marvel cards, and it was actually where my budget went.
No, that's been what you got for the weekend.
You're right. No, it's an hour and a half. We'll save it to the next show. I'll bring them next show. I got a bunch of them over here.
Well, actually, I was gonna say maybe we should talk about the Marvel cards at some point soon. I don't know. Maybe.
Right? You think so?
Maybe. I mean, just maybe.
Yeah. Well.
Now. I mean, not now.
Oh no, not now. No.
Just maybe in the future at some point. I don't know. I was thinking about it the other day.
Mold over. Brian,
Yes,
do you have,
mold it over.
I was going to open this retro gung ho figure that I got somewhere, but we're out of time. Maybe next time.
Right. Got it. If I was drinking, would have been a spit take. You got anything else you want to plug? You want to shout out to? Brian.
Yeah. Shout out to the two gentlemen that have me on the show. Thank you guys.
This is our note.
Seriously, thank you for participating in Cobra Convergence. Thank you for jumping in.
Yeah.
I hope that you will do it again. You're very welcome. You guys are part of the team now, and I hope that you stick with us for years to come. And I'll just in general thank you to everyone who is involved in Cobra Convergence. That is the event. It's you guys doing what you do. So everybody for that month just throws in extra effort, and I know that's not easy for a lot of people. And I deeply, deeply appreciate it. And thanks to everyone who watches. We've got folks who really do follow along the entire month, and that's just thrilling to me. So thank you to everyone. Those are my shout outs. A shout out to my girlfriend Marianne, who went to the New England Patriots Dallas Cowboys game with me on Sunday to watch them. My Pats get beaten really badly. We still had fun though. So those are my shout outs.
All right, as long as you had fun,
That's awesome.
I mean, I've been watching the Eagles lose for a very long time. They're good now, but
They are good now. They're quite good now.
That's been Hooded Cobra Commander 788, guys. Thank you for coming on the show, sir. And obviously link to his YouTube channels below if you guys don't know where to find his stuff.
I remembered this time.
Click that and find it, and
go check it
watch it. Yeah.
Joe,
well done.
I think we won.
Yeah, we won toys for this week. I think
yeah.
I think we're done.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah? No, I think we're good.